Hello viewers, welcome to UN Autonomous College. Today we are going to discuss about a new concept and the new topic that is known as security in JSP. Now we can focus on that slide. In this slide we are generally going to discuss about what are the different security criteria that are used in our topic and how they will be behaving in our JSP concept, and today we are going to discuss about different outlines about this topic, like your introduction about security in JSP and role-based authentication, then form-based authentication, programmatic security, and what are the different security constraints are related to our topic. Here I am going to discuss about what is the real meaning of that Java security. Here we know that the Java server page means JSP and Soblets make several mechanisms available to web developers to secure applications. Here many resources are protected and declaratively by identifying them in the application deployment descriptor and assigning a role to them. That means we know that in our JSP concept we have number of applications with including some resources. By combination of that resources and that application, both are connected with each other and they are sharing some files or some information from one source to another source. As well as also we have another part that is known as some levels of authentication are also available here for ranging from basic authentication using identifiers and passwords to sophisticated authentication using certificates. We know that in our several level of JSP concept we have different authentication process as well as some different security process. According to that authentication or security phases, we are developing some applications, and that application most applicable for designing a specific web application as well as you can say standalone application. Both are depends on that security in JSP, and most important thing is like that JSP is mostly appreciated language or most robust language due to the more relevant and more powerful features of that is known as a security. With the help of that security we are making our web application as well as you can say our stand based application most powerful and most relaxable and more reliable applications through which you can share some information from source side to destination side without any problems. That's why we can learning here what are the different contents which are related to our web based as well as our local based applications in this topic. Now we can focus on the slide. We know that in our JSP concept we are adding lots of authentication process, and that authentication process may be identified through our identifiers means user ID as well as you can say password, and that user ID and password means identifiers and passwords are mostly used for authentication purpose, and due to that authentication can be linked with some different types of captcha like your text captcha, graphics captcha, audio captcha, video captcha. Through that type of captcha can also used for authentication purpose as well as for the security purpose, because these are security features are added in our web page or in our local based page to identify that person is a valid or invalid person. That means that may be a robot, that may be some illegal unauthorized person who is going to accessing our some relevant information from our local based system. That's why we are adding lots of features, lot of security applications or constraints in our applications. So that in the next slide we are going to discuss about what are the different role based authentication we have. Here the authentication mechanism in the Soblet specification uses a technique that is called as a role based security. What is the real meaning of that role based? Role based means which provides an idea which is that rather than restricting resources at the user level, and you create roles and restrict the resources by role, because the most important thing is known as a role. That means due to that role based application we are making our secure system or our applications more secure. That may be a JSP application or that may be a Soblet application. In that application we are adding this type of security features like your role based security features, and that role based security features is specially used to restrict some specific type of roles which is performed through a performer. That means some specific type of user. In that section we are going to define what are the different roles in the file, like your Tomcat users.xml. We know that here the Tomcat is known as a web server, and that Tomcat web server provides a dynamic features through which we make a dynamic link in between your client and as well as our server, or we can say database. Through that way of communication, or we can say through that way of connection, we make a reliable or transparent features in our web page, which is mostly located of Tomcat's home directory in config. Means here config means that is known as a configuration directory, means configuration folder. In that folder we have that XML file. We know that in that XML file somehow we can say it is known as a descriptor file. In that descriptor we have some security features in this platform, so that due to that security features we make an example of this file, which is already included in our next slide here. That means in that XML file we have a version. This version denotes as which type of Tomcat we are using here, 1.0. Then we have an encoding platform like UTF-8. In that way we are making some applications which type of software we are including in our program, and as well as we can say use that is known as a Tomcat users, that is known as a tag. In that tag we adding some sub tags like a role is or user, and that role and user is known as sub tag. That means due to implementation of these two sub tag which is included in our Tomcat user, in that user we are adding some administrator platform, means authentication platforms here. In that role we are adding that is known as a role name. Role name is known as attribute name. In that attribute name we are using that clear Tomcat. In that Tomcat we have another role that is known as role 1. In that role 1 we are using like some specific parameter here, and that parameter also will include another role name like your manager, as well as we are using another role name like admin. That means whenever user want to enter to that platform must be open through using this 4 name like Tomcat, role 1, manager, admin. Then we have like another user platform, like that user tag contains username is known as an attribute. In that attribute we have a parameter like Tomcat. Then we are using password here like your Tomcat. Both username and password both are same, and its role is related to our Tomcat. And another platform known as a role 1, means that is another username, and that username must be open like your same password like Tomcat. And another roles we are adding here role 1, and in that platform we are using another section like a both is another specific type of username, that instead of that both you can set your own system username, there is no problem, but password should be correct in that section. Here password should be mentioned as Tomcat. Then we are adding here roles. That section must be open through these two type of roles, that may be Tomcat or that may be role 1. Next we are learning here what are the use of that user tag, and we have another attribute like username. In that username we are adding here that is a name like admin, and that admin must be linked with a password. That password must be configured or changed by a user like secret. In that secret password must be set by a specific type of administrator or specific type of user, and that user must have a role, and that role must be played with that role access through like admin or manager. In this way we are mentioning our user as well as role. In this way we can add some secure platforms in our JSP section, and this way of doing program is the most reliable platform, or we can say XML platform, which is a descriptor. Through that we are adding lots of authentication process in our JSP page. Here this file defines a simple mapping between username, password and role, and that means this is a 3 sections which are used in our program, and that 3 sections must be reliable section, and through that reliable section we are making our whole project or whole process so powerful. So that here notice that a given user may have multiple roles, and that roles must play with specific type. Example like username, and that username must be both, which is used in the Tomcat platform, and here Tomcat is known as a role. We know that in this section we have lots of platform here, and a role name. That may be Tomcat, that may be role 1, that may be manager, that may be admin, that may be both, and these are the roles are specially performed by a specific web page. And in this section we have specially followed a technique, and that technique must be so suitable for that project. That's why you always prefer to write a specific program in a specific order. That's why we have lots of procedures in it. By using that procedure we are developing the whole section, and that section must be playing a role, and that role which is explained in this slide. Now we can focus it. That role may be your admin or manager or Tomcat or role 1, then Tomcat, and these are some roles are used in that slide. And next we are learning what are the different next criteria which are used in our role based part. Here, once you have identified and defined different roles in your role based security and which restrictions can be placed on different web application resources by using like a tag like security constraint tag. In that security constraint tag we have in our web.xml file, and that web.xml file which is available in our web.inf directory, means web information directory. In that web information directory we are adding lots of criteria features. In that criteria features we are placing lots of coding skill in it, so that which is already defined in our web page example. Like here we are adding a web descriptor file that is known as a web.xml. Here the web app is known as a tag. In that tag we have another subtag like your security constraint tag. In that security constraint tag we are adding some security features in our program. In that security section we have two subsection like web resource collection and authentication constraint, means AUTH. AUTH is known as a tag and is a constraint. By using that tag we are adding some descriptor about our program. In that descriptor we are adding some description here, let only managers use this app, and here we have a role, that role play by your manager, and that means whenever user can give its position like manager, then this file must be opened, which is already setted in our web.xml file, and that web.xml file helps to make a web page or design a website in a synchronous way or more reliable way. Through that part we are having another section like your security role. In that security role we are adding another tag like role name. In that role name we are placing a manager. That means this platform must be accessed through your manager, and that manager is playing as a role. And here we also we have another tag like a login config tag. In that login config tag we are using the subtag like your auth method, means authentication method. In that method we are placing here basic. A basic is known as a specific parameter which is set by a specific user. Through that role we are making the whole application more reliable and authenticated. Without that role portion we never enter to a specific slide or specific web page or specific part of a specific website. So next we are going to discuss about here what are the different entries are related to our program. Here any HTTP GET or POST request to a URL which should be matched by and would be subject to security restriction. That means whenever user can give any type of username or password to a specific system, and that password and username should be verified, should be checked in our server. Whenever it is matched, then you are getting your user access interface. If it is not matched, then you will never get that interface through which you can give some specific actions to that platform. Here also have a portion with the role of a manager, which is a given access to the secured resources. That means whenever user can place a role, and that role must be playing by a manager, and that manager must be provided security features, and through that security features we are making the whole application more reliable or secure. And due to that, login config element is used to describe the basic form of authentication process. That means this login config element helps to make a platform In that platform we are adding here basic. A basic is known as a login authentication code. Through that authentication code to make the whole project more reliable platform. So if you try to browsing any URL including the security directory, here we can making the following dialog box will be displayed, asking for username as well as password. If you provide a user like your admin, then password should be secret, then you will have access on the URL should be matched with that platform. If we have defined the user admin with manager role who is allowed to access this resource very reliable section, so that due to these features or this section we make the whole platform more secure and more reliable. Without these extra features we never design a specific website. So that we are adding here what are the different ways through which you can make our whole project or whole process or whole system more secure. Now we can focus on that slide. Here also we can define what are the different techniques we are using in that section. We have some different form based authentication which is used in our program. When you use form authentication method, you must apply a login form to prompt the user for a username and password. We know that we are always entering to any type of web source like your Gmail account, your Facebook account, any personal secure platform banking account. We must you're getting a form. In that form we have two parameters like a username and password. In that username and password we must to give to the system, and that system should be verified it. If it is successfully matched, then you are getting the user access platform. If are not matched, then you will never get it. So in this way we are designing it, and following for example is written here, that is the login.jsp page. We are giving your example. In that example we are using HTML code, because we know that if a user want to design a web page, and that web page must be designed through HTML tag, and that's why we are mentioning here HTML. Then we are using that body with a body color, means VG color is the background of a web page, and it is written as a hexadecimal parameter here. It may be your white, it may be your black, whatever. Then we are using a tag like a form tag. In that form tag we have an attribute like method. In that form must be used as a post. Post is known as a parameter. Instead of post you can also write get, but here we are using the post. Post means we are forwarding some data which is used in that form. So in that another parameter like your action, and that action means J security check. It is known as a parameter, and that parameter is defined here, and that security check parameter should be verified and should be checked. That means your web content, web parameter must be action through like your J security check. Whenever your J security check is accessed, then we can getting you are authenticated or not. So in that form we have a table. In that table border should be 0. If I giving 1, then it will display some border. If I not giving 1, there is no border in it. Then we are adding here TR in that table row. In that table row we have two section like a login section and password section. In that login section we are giving like another way of representation TD. TD is known as a table data or table description, or we can say whatever. And in that another TD we are giving the text box we are creating, and that text box must be creating through input tag, and that input tag we have an attribute like type. In the type we are mentioning the code like text. Whenever user can write the text, then we are getting a text box in our web page. Then we have another name, and that is another attribute which is should be unique, and in that section we are adding J username, and it should be unique in that section. Then we are using another parameter like password. In that password we are also include another input tag. In that input tag we are typing your password. Password should be means it is not open to any type user. It may be a star, hash, @ whatever we can say. Then using another attribute name, and in that name we have a J password. In that section we are designing it. Then lastly we are include or add like your submit button in it, or we can say login button. In then its type should be submit. Whenever you can run that web page should be saved with login.jsp, means that web page should be accessed through a web server, and that web server may be your Apache Tomcat, Glassfish web server, whatever you are using in your development platform. So in this way we can run that program, and then it can giving a environment. Through that environment we can use it in a specific way of description. So then finally we can close that form tag in it, then we can close that body, then we can close that HTML. So in this way we can design that program, and that program can be well explained in it, and in this way we can make an environment here. So here you have to make sure that the login form must contain the form element, and that form element named as J username and J password, so that the action in the form tag must be J security check. That means whenever user can press an enter, and that enter must gives a way through which you can using that action, and that action makes a environment, and in that environment we have some statement, and that statement is must be written in the form of J security check. In that J security check we are successfully verified our user content, means username as well as user password. Whenever it is matched, then you are getting an environment. Whenever it is not matched, then you will never get it. So next we are going to describe what are the different programmatic security in our Servlet or JSP page content. Here the HTTP Servlet request object provides some methods, and that methods named as string, get, AUTH type, means authentication type, and this method specially used through a internet technology, and that technology must be returns a string type object, and that represents the name of the authentication scheme which is used to protect the whole Servlet program or JSP program. Here the boolean is user in role method. In that method we have a parameter like java.lang.string is known as a package here written it. In this method which returns a boolean value that may be true or false. If it is true, then you are getting a specific environment. If it is a false, it never gives another type of environment. Here we are using another method like get protocol method. In that get protocol method which returns a string object representing the protocol which was used to send the request. This value can be checked to determine if a secure protocol was used or not. If it is used, then we are getting that protocol. If it is not used, we never use that protocol platform. Then we are using like boolean, and here boolean is known as a written by your isSecure method. isSecure is known as a secured features which is adding in our JSP platform. That isSecure method returns a boolean value representing if the request was made using HTTPS or not. If it is used in HTTPS, then we are getting a specific consequence from our system, so that a value of the true means it was and the connection is secure. A value of false means the request was not be found. If it is not secure, then we are getting a false. If it is secure, then it is getting a true. So last method known as the get user principal. What is the use of that get user principal method? In that get user principal method is always written say belongs to a package like a java.security.principal, and that principal is known as an object. Through that principal object which contains the name of the current authenticated user. That means in this section we are adding some authentication user platform. In that platform we must be include there some features in this section. So there is some features which are already used in that section. Whenever user can adding this type of methods in our JSP or Servlet page, then your whole program criteria or program scenario should be securely accessed in our server application. Next we are learning what are the different procedures which are used in our JSP page. Here already we know that for JSP page that links to a page for managers, then you might have the following codes which is included in our JSP section, which is written through like a scriptlet tag. In that scriptlet tag we are adding some method like a if. In that if is known as a adding some request.is user in role or not. If it is manager, then your file should be open. If it is not manager, you are never getting your record, and that part should be written like that. If you are manager, then you are getting to hyperlink, and that hyperlink must be linked with the manager report or personal record. In this way we are getting our security features in our JSP page, so that whenever user never matched with that manager parameter, then the system cannot be opened successfully. So these are some criteria which is used in our programming part. In that programming part must be executed, must be accessed in different criteria, so that this two hyperlink must be accessed whenever user must put a role like manager. If it is put any other role and that role is not matched with this section, then you never getting any report link or record link. So that by checking the user's role in the JSP or sublet, you can customize the web page to show the user only the items she can access. If you need user's name as it was entered in the authentication form, then you can call the get remote user method in the request object. That means we know that whenever user can access get remote user method, in that method we can include some technique through which we can verify the whole process authentication features. Through that features we are getting a successful platform in our JSP or sublet platform. Okay, finally, thank you. Have a nice day.